Guys, what kind of tower crane needs a fully equipped 900-ton crane and dozens of flatbeds just to take it down? This is unprecedented. The 900-ton crane is running at full capacity for a nearly 100-meter tower structure. All these parts on the ground are needed, taking 2 full days just to assemble. This video is quite long. I'll show you the assembly of this massive crane and the complex dismantling process. Good afternoon, everyone. Our 900-ton crane has a massive job again. It's a full-scale tower setup. We have to transport all the attachments from this lot for what looks like a 100-meter tower crane. Last time in Guangzhou, we used a 60-meter setup. This time, it's 90 meters. Once we load the remaining 30 meters of parts, we're ready to head out. We learned our lesson this time, guys. Last time, Lao Liu wasn't here, and we kept missing different parts while working. This time, Lao Liu waited at the lot until all parts were loaded before leaving. Because at this site, the main truck can't just drive in first. We have to unload all the attachments inside first. Otherwise, once the main crane is set up, there won't be any room to unload the parts. Even when our crane arrives, we might have to wait for those jib sections to be unloaded before we can enter. But those flatbeds usually drive faster than us anyway. Our main rig doesn't move quite as fast on the road. It's only about 30 kilometers, but we ran into a bit of traffic. Because of the traffic, a 30-kilometer drive took us over 2 hours. We even saw a minor accident nearby. Always drive safely. We finally arrived at the site. The traffic delayed us until 4 or 5 p.m. Lao Liu went ahead to inspect the area. The 2 counterweight trucks that left with us haven't arrived yet. I'll call to see where they are because we absolutely need those counterweights first. Let me just dial the flatbed driver and check their status. Your phone number has been suspended. Great! I'm out of credit again. I'll just pay my phone bill real quick. I'll grab this phone bill voucher on TikTok while the promo is running. Just go to the mall or click the comment section. All right, the bill is paid. That was super fast. My phone always runs out of credit early in the month, but that recharge center is instantly credited. Let me call him now. Hey, where are you? We are almost there. All right, we'll wait for you here. Looks like we'll just wait a bit longer. The flatbeds must go in first. Once they unload and drive out, we'll just keep one flatbed carrying the main counterweights and base plates at the back. When we set up our rig, we can lift from it directly. Now we're backing up all the way from the traffic lights straight into the site. The road looks a bit narrow, guys, but luckily it's pretty straight, so backing up is manageable. Though this specific spot is tricky to maneuver into. It's tight right at the site entrance. The road is narrow and there are cars parked on the side. However, this crane has multiple steering modes, so a couple of adjustments and we backed right in. As you can see, all our parts are already unloaded inside. We backed the crane right over its outrigger pads. The 200-ton crane won't be driving out. It'll stay inside to help us assemble the superlift and assist with dismantling the tower crane later. Our crane is fully backed into position. All the parts, counterweights, tower jib sections, and superlift gear were transferred here last night. The tower crane we're dismantling is the one right behind me. It honestly doesn't look like it's over 90 meters tall. We'll measure it shortly, but its structure seems a bit unique. It looks like this tower crane can't rotate, and the counterweight is quite far away. I'll launch the drone to get accurate height and span measurements. The drone is accurate. As you can see, the height is 48 meters. Now let's fly in, set the first point, and measure the span. Let's fly to the furthest point. Whoops! Looks like I can't set a point here. The GPS signal is too weak. We'll just rely on the data provided by the site. They wouldn't misreport the specs for a job like this. The space here is really limited. The 200-ton crane is parked in the back, helping us set up the base plates. We still have to lay the outrigger mats ourselves. That 200-ton crane is ours, so we have full flexibility. As for the drone, it lost signal flying to the very back. They say it's 94 meters, but I suspect it's even longer. No worries, our crane configuration can easily handle 100 meters. This is our second time doing this specific setup. Today is a full tower configuration. The last time we did this, it was 60 meters. Everyone is pretty familiar with the process, but we'll still double-check everything. Since it's getting late, we'll try to get as much done today as possible. Everyone, Prioritize safety. All right, guys, the crane is now properly set up. We are getting ready to lift the jib. Take a look at our upper cab. Doesn't it give off major Transformer vibes? It honestly looks super cool. We've got a heavy workload today. By the time our crane was in position, it was already nearly 5 p.m. The original plan was to assemble the superlift today, but given the situation, I'm not sure if we can finish that. It's getting really late. Check out these two luffing cylinders, guys. They seem to carry as much pressure as we young people do today. Even if we can't mount the superlift today, we still need to finish adding the counterweights and install the tower winch. We also need to spool the tower winch properly since the wire rope got a bit tangled. Look here. All the attachments from the parking lot have been hauled over. This is the most attachments we've ever used, which makes sense for a full tower configuration. You can imagine the dismantling fee for this job is going to be exceptionally high. It definitely won't be cheap. We brought the 900-ton crane fully equipped for a complete tower setup, plus the 200-ton crane for assistance and 13 or 15 flatbeds. I lost track of the exact number, but they were driving back and forth all night. You can totally guess how steep the dismantling cost is, guys. The main issue is that this tower crane can't rotate. If it could, we'd just use the main boom with the superlift to dismantle it. But unfortunately, we can't. This tower crane is a 7530 model. The site is super strict about safety, so laying just our standard mats isn't enough. They require 2 extra base plates underneath to expand the load-bearing area and prevent sinking. The company sent a lot of manpower for this full tower setup, so we had all the outrigger mats perfectly laid out in just 10 minutes. With the mats down and the crane leveled, we're rushing to mount the counterweights and see if we have time to re-spool the tower winch today. Lift the boom a bit more, about 10 centimeters. Good, now swing right. All right, great job. You dropped that counterweight perfectly steady. Lao Liu actually wanted me to practice hooking it, but I wouldn't be nearly as fast. Since we are in such a hurry today, it's best to let the pro handle it. I was really hoping we could get the superlift installed today, but seeing as it's already past 5 p.m., that's highly unlikely. Once we finish mounting the counterweights, install the tower winch, and re-spool its cable, it'll practically be time to call it a day. The tower winch wire rope is pretty tangled from a poor initial spooling. We'll use the 200-ton crane to hoist the pulley all the way up and carefully re-spool it on the way down. All 185 tons of counterweights are successfully mounted. Now we'll lift and install the tower winch, and we should just have enough time left to re-spool it. Lower it. Keep lowering. Inch it down just a bit more. Perfect! Hold it there. The weather here is wildly unpredictable. Just as I was connecting the hydraulic hoses, it started pouring, so we have to wait out the rain while the 200-ton crane sits fully extended. We finally connected all the hoses, but now the counterweight lifting mechanism isn't responding. Luckily, the Sani tech support guy is on site to troubleshoot the issue for us. Set the throttle to return. Still no response. The throttle wasn't high enough. Wait, did it drop automatically when trying to lift? Yeah, it's completely stuck. Between the sudden rain and this counterweight malfunction, we've lost quite a bit of time, so respooling the winch today definitely means working late. So here's the issue, guys. The front and rear alignment pins weren't syncing. They matched when we lowered it earlier, and logically, it shouldn't have even dropped if misaligned. So this is really bizarre. It was misaligned by less than a centimeter, so we just jammed a piece of wire in there to trick the sensor, and it finally lifted. It's likely a minor pressure leak, which the Sanitech will properly fix later. We're fully prepped now. Swing the counterweights to the back and watch closely as we hoist this up. Honestly, I'm just hoping the fully extended boom on the 200-ton crane gives us enough clearance. The 200-ton rig is running a 90-meter main boom, but Lao Liu mentioned that the tower winch cable is exceptionally long, possibly even longer than the main hoist rope. Just look at what a tangled mess this winch drum is. We're going to hoist the entire pulley block out using the fully extended 200-ton boom and just start the spooling from scratch. Wow, this wire rope is insanely long, and the base layers are completely tangled up. I just hope the deeper layers aren't in the same mess. But thankfully, the further out we spool it, the neater the coils become. I still have no idea how it got so severely cross-threaded in the first place, though. Is the pulley block seriously that heavy? Look at how much the 200-ton boom is swaying, though that's expected since it's fully extended. Thank God we brought the 200-ton. Anything smaller wouldn't have stood a chance. We still have about a coil and a half of rope left on the drum, and the block is already nearing the boom tip. I'll fly the drone up to check our exact clearance. There's only half a coil left to untangle, and the base layer looks pristine. We still have just a tiny bit of upward clearance on the remote, so we're going to slowly max it out. Tell him to keep lifting. Perfect, we cleared it. We ended up working a bit of overtime today, but it was totally worth it because the winch drum is flawlessly spooled now. First thing tomorrow, we'll tackle the super lift and the tower boom. All right, guys, it's the next morning, and just as planned, we're locking in the super lift before we move on to assembling the massive tower jib. I really hope we can finish the assembly today. We absolutely cannot delay the dismantling schedule for tomorrow. But first things first, we're kicking off the morning with our standard safety briefing. With the safety meeting wrapped up and the sign-in sheet complete, we are diving straight into the superlift installation. The forecast is predicting some scattered heavy downpours today, though. I just pray the rain holds off so we can actually get this boom raised today. We learned a hard lesson from our last tower setup. If we don't speed things up this time, it's going to look really bad on us. By the time we secured the superlift, it was already 10 a.m. We're now mounting the boom head adapter section, followed by the A-frame, and then we'll push out the tower jib sections. Looking at the available space, we don't have enough ground clearance to lay out a 90-meter jib. We'll likely have to suspend the sections mid-air during assembly, which means calling in another assist crane. Our company will just dispatch one of our own rigs, since the yard is only about 30 kilometers away. Actually, guys, I just checked in with the project manager and I was overthinking it. It turns out there's a gate in the perimeter wall that can be opened, allowing us to extend the main boom straight out through the gap without needing mid-air assembly. He also pointed out that another assist crane wouldn't even be able to get through the gates, since our massive rigs are already completely blocking the entrance. The adapter ties directly into the A-frame, which serves as the crucial anchor point for the superlift tension. Once that A-frame is secured, we'll rig the superlift and finally attach the luffing jib section. You've got to be kidding me, guys. It's exactly what we feared. The heavy downpour is back. Thankfully, it seems to be passing through in short, sporadic bursts. Taking advantage of the dry spells, we scrambled to pin the luffing section. Literally, the second we secured it, the skies opened right back up, guys. Well, guys, it looks like raising the boom today is completely off the table. This torrential rain has been dumping continuously for over half an hour with zero signs of letting up. I can't even run for cover now. The rain is so heavy I'd be soaked instantly. Guys, I ran to shelter but completely forgot my camera out here. I really hope the camera isn't ruined. Thankfully, I checked it later and everything still works perfectly. This time we'll just use the crane to pull the tower winch out directly. We tried to save time, but it ended up being more of a hassle, costing us an extra 10 minutes. Wow, guys, is it supposed to just free fall like that? It's secured by tie plates, so I can't figure out why the tower section would free fall like that. But if the crew says it's normal, I guess it is. Once the luffing section is connected, we'll deploy the superlift to a 45-degree angle. This specific angle is exclusive to the tower configuration. Normally, the superlift with the main or luffing boom maxes out at 35 degrees. You won't find a 45-degree operating mode anywhere else. Inch it up a bit. That's too much. Okay, hold it right there. Wow, guys. We made really good time today. The tower jib is almost completely assembled. Connecting the tie plates is fast because 60 meters of them are already secured on the boom. We didn't detach them last time, so we only need to connect the remaining 30 meters today. Just look at this 90-meter tower jib, guys. Doesn't it look incredibly long? That 90 meters only counts from the luffing section outward, completely excluding the A-frame. We've officially finished building the 90-meter jib, leaving only these 30-meter tie plates behind me. For the 60-meter jib we used last time, all the tie plates were clamped onto the main boom. This should be quick. We might actually get to knock off early today. We'll connect these tie plates on the ground all at once, then hoist them up and lay them forward together. That method will save us a lot of time. Since this is our second time assembling a tower jib, our speed has improved dramatically. We completely finished the full assembly in under a day and a half. Tomorrow, we lift. Fast forward to the next morning. Wow, they already raised the main boom. They told us last night they wouldn't, but lifted it after we left. We're just waiting for their operator now. Once he arrives, we'll officially start the dismantling process and hoist our tower jib up. The hook isn't attached yet. I suspect they raised the boom last night to move it over the perimeter wall. Let me give you a quick rundown of today's dismantling plan. The front jib will primarily be taken down by our 200-ton crane. We need to remove the rear counterweights first. Our 900-ton rig won't touch the front jib. We'll only handle the climbing frame, mast sections, and the furthest rear components. Wow, you've got quite an appetite, buddy. Not full yet? Eating this makes me thirsty. I'll just have some milk. You eat way too little. Why are you speaking so quietly right after a meal? Just in a rush, but I had exactly enough. We'll just wait here for Lao Liu's crew. You definitely ate plenty, man. Here's Xiao Ma joking that he hasn't worked a shift in 8 days. The fire safety officials are taking this operation very seriously, conducting double inspections. They checked our rig when we arrived, and now they are inspecting the fully assembled crane again. Once Lao Liu finishes the safety briefing, we'll immediately raise the boom. This rig is incredible. It can lift the entire 90-meter tower jib without needing an assist cart. That's seriously impressive. Our rear tower winch is still slightly tangled, but once we extend the main boom out, we should be able to spool it down smoothly. Let's extend it and test it out. The winch needs to spool out as the boom extends. It's still slightly messy, but we are so close to clearing it. Once that section is out, it'll be perfect. The rain is getting heavier again. I need to keep a close eye on this. Just as we hoped, extending the boom allows us to slowly unspool the winch into its smoothest position. If we couldn't clear that, our late-night respooling would have been completely wasted. Let's hurry and extend the boom. We're using the same 45-meter operating configuration as last time. The rain started up again right as we extended the boom, but it should pass in 10 minutes. Honestly, if it weren't for the rain, assembling this full tower setup would have been 3 or 4 hours faster. We got chewed out by the site manager the first time we did this, so we came fully prepared today, which really sped up the build. All right, we're ready to start dismantling. The 200-ton is set up, so we'll start by lifting the counterweights. It's almost 11 a.m. now, and I'm not sure we can finish dismantling today. Even if we do, it'll definitely require overtime. I don't know how difficult those mast sections will be to unpin. We are starting immediately. The 900-ton crane will lift the rear counterweights first, leaving one behind, while the 200-ton tackles the main jib. That main jib is too close for our massive crane to reach. The 200-ton sets up way faster than us. While we remove the counterweights, it's already moving into position to rig up. Having both cranes work simultaneously, one on counterweights and the other on the front jib, makes the dismantling process highly efficient. You can really see the advantage of the tower configuration here. It offers massive lifting capacity, and the luffing is done entirely by the tower jib, while the main boom stays fixed. This multifunctional setup is pure mechanical beauty. It's lunchtime. We have one rear counterweight left, and we're waiting for the 200-ton to dismantle the front jib down to the transition section I'm pointing at. This afternoon, we'll tackle the rear jib, climbing frame, and slewing ring. We need to hustle and keep dismantling. With two cranes cooperating, they'll likely finish the whole thing today. They'll definitely work overtime to remove the remaining mast sections. Tearing down the tower crane is actually fast. It's our setup and assembly that takes so long. Look at the tower jib from this angle. It's basically laid flat now. You absolutely need that support tie. Notice how the winch assembly on the rear jib is detached and lifted separately. I thought it was permanently attached to the rear jib. This is my first time seeing a design like this. Now that the front jib and winch are down, we're starting on the rear jib. The rear jib is dismantled in sections. I initially thought it was lifted off all at once. Once it's down, we'll start lifting the transition section. But the pins on this transition section are proving really difficult to knock out. That final pin is completely stuck. 4 or 5 workers are up there taking turns hammering it, but the pin just won't budge at all. They've been at it for over an hour. After hammering away for nearly 2 hours, they finally knocked it loose. The main hook block and trolley are still attached up there. We have to dismantle this before we can lower it. Wow, an 18-ton main hook. Is it really held by just one pin? Ah, that's actually quite convenient. Lower it slowly, just a bit more. Okay, I can pull it out now. You're good to pull it. Lower it. The entire upper section is basically dismantled. All that's left are the slewing ring, climbing frame, and mast sections. We should be able to finish today. With the upper part gone, we are now removing the climbing frame. After that, only the mast sections remain, though there seem to be 2 wall tiebacks below. The crew is knocking out the mast section pins pretty fast, but those tiebacks won't be as easy to dismantle. The rest of the lifts are just these dozen or so mast sections. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. Thanks for following my daily crane life. This one was quite long, so I really appreciate you sticking around to the end. Thank you so much.